Hello, I'm Sophie.
And I'm Zach, and welcome to class. For today's topic, we have job for General English B1.
მოგესალმებით. კეთილი იყოს თქვენი დაბრუნება ჩვენს ტელესკოლაში. მე სოფო ვარ, ეს კი ზაკია. დღევანდელი ჩვენი გაკვეთილის თემა იქნება სამსახური. თქვენ უყურებთ ზოგად ინგლისურს დონე B1.
So today, for the agenda, like always, we start with the vocabulary, then we move right along to the reading comprehension, and right in the middle, we have the grammar, and then later, we have the summary, and then our favorite part, homework.
ვიდრე უშუალოდ გაკვეთილზე გადავიდოდეთ, მოდით ერთად გადავხედოთ დღევანდელი გაკვეთილის გეგმას. დღევანდელი ჩვენი გაკვეთილი დაიწყება ლექსიკის შესწავლით, ამის შემდეგ შევისწავლით ტექსტს, შემდეგ გადავალთ გრამატიკულ სავარჯიშოებზე, შემდეგ ერთად შევაჯამებთ გაკვეთილს და დავასრულებთ ყველასათვის საყვარელი საშინაო დავალებით. Let's start?
Let's do it.
So, Zach, what do you think? Which of the jobs is the most exciting, dangerous, or important? And why?
Ooh, I think maybe a deep-sea diver.
Oh, wow, yeah, that sounds exciting.
That fix ships or fix oil rigs and those kinds of things, and you go very deep into the ocean. And I think that would be very exciting.
Very true. I was going to say just firefighting, but you made it even more interesting.
So now let's go on to the vocabulary section where you can see that these are our vocabulary words for this list.
ახლა კი მოდით გადავიდეთ ლექსიკის შესწავლაზე. თქვენს წინაშე მოცემულია ის სიტყვები, რომლებსაც ერთად შევისწავლით ამ გაკვეთილზე.
So our first word is firefighter, and it is a noun, and a firefighter is someone who puts out fires at houses or buildings or forests or things like that.
Firefighter in Georgian means mexanzre. Firefighter, mexanzre. Firefighter, mexanzre. Firefighter, mexanzre.
And our next word is hairdresser, which is a noun, and a hairdresser is someone who cuts people's hair or makes it stylish and makes it look good.
Hairdresser in Georgian means stilisti. Hairdresser, stilisti. Hairdresser, stilisti. Hairdresser, stilisti.
And next we have mechanic, and it is also a noun, and a mechanic is someone who works on cars or fixes them or makes new ones.
Mechanic in Georgian sounds pretty similar to English, and it is mechanikosi. Mechanic, mechanikosi, mechanic, mechanikosi, mechanic, mechanikosi.
And next we have vet or veterinarian, which is a noun, and it's someone who helps sick animals, so a pet doctor.
Vet in Georgian means veterinary. Vet, veterinary. Vet, veterinary. Vet, veterinary.
And next we have politician, and a politician is someone who works in politics, could be a president or someone who works in parliament or in local government.
Very good. Politician in Georgian means politikosi. Politician, politikosi, politician, politikosi, politician, politikosi.
And next we have pilot, which is a noun, and it's someone who flies airplanes or helicopters.
Pilot in Georgian means piloti. Pilot, piloti, pilot, piloti, pilot, piloti.
And next we have chef, and a chef is the main cook at a restaurant or a hotel who makes the most important food there.
Chef in Georgian means mzareuli. Chef, mzareuli, chef, mzareuli, chef, mzareuli, chef, mzareuli.
So now let's move on to the vocabulary section where we will match our vocabulary words with the description of those words.
ახლა კი გადავიდეთ ლექსიკის სავარჯიშოზე. თქვენს წინაშე მოცემულია სიტყვები და მათი აღწერილობები. ჩვენ ერთად უნდა შევუსაბამოთ მოცემულ სიტყვებს, მოცემული აღწერილობა. Let's start?
Let's do it.
So, Zach, let's do it like that. I'm going to give you some hints, and you will try to guess which job we are talking about. Sounds good?
Sounds good.
You have to work inside. This is the first hint. Nothing so far?
Not yet, no.
Yeah, it can be a firefighter, it can be engineer maybe.
Could be a mechanic.
True. You have to like talking to people. Okay. You have to stand up for a long time. Okay. You should be good with your hands. You have to sweep the floor. And you have to cut other people's hair. So...
I think I know which one it is. It should be hairdresser.
And you're absolutely right. Well done.
And then, Sophie, what about you have to work in a team?
Well, it might be politician or mechanic, anything basically. So I don't know so far.
For sure. And then you have to wear a uniform.
Okay, again, mechanic, vet, firefighter, a lot of options.
Or you should be brave and helpful.
Okay, maybe something about firefighter. Could you help me a bit more?
Sure. So you shouldn't be afraid of heights.
Okay, firefighter, is it?
It's definitely firefighter because you also have to save people from fires.
Very good. Thank you so much. And are you ready?
I am ready.
For the next one. You have to deal with medicine. Okay, I think it already gives you some
big hints.
Yes. You have to treat wounds.
Okay.
You should be caring towards animals.
Okay.
And you should give some tips about the animals.
Oh, I know. It should be a vet or a veterinarian.
Definitely true, not a mechanic.
And then, how about for this one, where you have to meet with clients?
Okay, again, it can be engineer, chef, or mechanic.
And assemble and disassemble vehicles.
Okay, I think it should be mechanic,
Exactly right.
Because it examines machines as well. So the right answer is mechanic.
Fantastic.
Now, for the next one, only 3 options left, so it's going to be easier for you. You have to meet different people. You have to have the ability to speak to other people. A good ability, I would say, and you should have good communication skills. And you should be able to convince people.
Oh, I know exactly which one. It should be politician.
And you're absolutely right. Well done.
And then Sophie, for this one, so you have to stand for long hours.
Well, it can be engineer.
And then you have to tell other people what to do.
Again, engineer can do that.
And you should be creative.
Okay, maybe chef as well. Okay.
And you have to be a gourmand.
Okay, and?
And you should know different recipes.
Definitely chef.
Oh, 100% chef.
Yes. And the last one is, again, there is nothing to guess, but let's still read the description of the job. So you should not be scared of heights and flight. You should select safe and efficient flight routes. You should ensure the safety and comfort of the passengers. You should determine the risks that may occur, and you should know how to control the plane.
Oh, I think this is pretty obvious. It should be pilot.
Definitely. Pilot is the right answer.
Now let's go on to our second list of vocabulary words.
ახლა კი გადავიდეთ ლექსიკის მეორე ნაწილზე.
So our first one is internship. An internship is a noun, and it is when you go to a company or an organization and you work for experience.
Internship in Georgian means სტაჟირება. Internship, სტაჟირება. Internship, სტაჟირება. Internship, სტაჟირება.
And next we have recruiter, which is a noun, and it is a person who looks for people for their job or for some company.
Recruiter in Georgian means რეკრუტერი ან კადრების ამყვანი. Recruiter, რეკრუტერი ან კადრების ამყვანი. Recruiter, რეკრუტერი ან კადრების ამყვანი. Recruiter, რეკრუტერი ან კადრების ამყვანი.
And next we have employer, and it is a noun, and it is someone who hires other people for a job. So employer could be your shop manager or a boss at a different company.
Employer in Georgian means დამსაქმებელი. Employer, დამსაქმებელი. Employer, დამსაქმებელი. Employer, დამსაქმებელი.
So next we have insight, which is a noun, and it is when you have a clear and deep understanding of a complicated solution or situation.
Insight in Georgian means გამჭრიახობა. Insight, გამჭრიახობა. Insight, გამჭრიახობა. Insight, გამჭრიახობა.
And next we have achievement, which is a noun. And an achievement is when you finish something or do something that has great importance.
Some kind of accomplishment, right? as well.
Exactly.
Achievement in Georgian means მიღწევა. Achievement, მიღწევა. Achievement, მიღწევა. Achievement, მიღწევა.
And next we have strengths, which is a noun. And strengths are what you are good at or capable of.
Your strong sides.
Yeah, exactly.
And the opposite of that will be probably weaknesses, right, Zach?
I think so too.
Strengths in Georgian means ძლიერი მხარეები. Strengths, ძლიერი მხარეები. Strengths, ძლიერი მხარეები. Strengths, ძლიერი მხარეები.
And next we have influence, which is a noun. And influence is when you have power over something or you are meaningful to someone or something.
So we can say that the synonym of influence is impact,
Yeah.
and the influence can be negative and positive, right?
Yeah, totally.
Influence in Georgian means ზეგავლენა. Influence, ზეგავლენა. Influence, ზეგავლენა. Influence, ზეგავლენა.
And next we have mentor, which is a noun. And it's someone that helps you with something or a job or is kind of like a teacher.
Mentor in Georgian means მრჩეველი ან mentori. Mentor, მრჩეველი ან mentori. Mentor, მრჩეველი ან mentori. Mentor, მრჩეველი ან mentori.
Now let's go on to our reading activity.
ახლა კი გადავიდეთ წაკითხulis გააზრებაზე. So Zach, what do you do usually to find a job?
Ooh, I usually look on the internet or I ask people around what I could do. And then when I find a job I want, then I apply for it.
You're absolutely right. Let's now look at the jobs. Let's now look at some tips that we can give to our audience how to get a job. So first of all, we have give it a try. Completing a short internship is an easy way to prove you are suitable for a job. What is more, an internship helps you better understand a potential employer and the world of work. Look online to find the right internship.
Write your CV. Why should you write your curriculum vitae, CV, yourself when a professional can help you by doing it better? The benefit of getting help is that CV writers look at your CV from different perspectives. It is important to approach writing a CV from the point of view of a recruiter. The more you can focus your CV on the specifics an employer is looking for, the better your CV will perform. This can be different to do yourself. A CV writer can get you thinking more deeply about the achievements and how to represent them. You should start with a detailed consultation so that the CV writer can understand you better and identify your key strengths.
Picture this. Visualize a bright future so that you can turn it into reality. Visualization helps to bridge the gap between where you are in your career and where you want to be. The fact is that 90% of the influence that is necessary to progress comes from things like thoughts, moods, and emotions. So, how does visualization work? You should paint a clear picture in your mind of the best version of yourself. Think about your career right now and imagine that it is in a box. But say you want to go further. This is where you create a vision of another box. If it has you in a higher position, what has to be different about you to get there? You obviously have to step up your game.
Find a mentor. We all can benefit from the wisdom of other people's experiences, which is why a mentor at work is such a good idea. A mentor can be sounding board for your ideas and provide you with clear advice and honest insights. So ideally, the mentor should be someone who is years ahead of you and represents who you want to be or who you want to become in the future. Equally, it could be several people who can provide different insights. Now let's go on to the reading activity and answer the questions based on the text.
ახლა კი გადავიდეთ წაკითხulis გააზრების სავარჯიშოზე და ერთად ვუპასუხოთ მოცემულ კითხვებს ტექსტზე დაყრდნობით. So, Zach, the first question is, why do you need a mentor?
I think you need a mentor because they could be a sounding board for your ideas and provide you with clear advice and honest insights.
I think you're absolutely right. Well done.
And then, who can be your mentor?
So I think, as we read in the text, it was mentioned that ideally the mentor is somebody who is years ahead of you in the career and represents who you want to become in the future.
I think you're definitely right. And then why should you imagine your success?
So I think it's important because, as we read in the text, visualization helps to bring the gap between where you are now and where you want to be in the future. And that the fact is that 90% of the influence that is necessary to progress in the career comes from things like thoughts, moods, and the emotions.
Yeah, fantastic.
And the last question now, why should you have somebody else to write your CV, if you have a chance, of course?
Oh, I think because a CV writer can get you thinking more deeply about your achievements and how to represent them.
You are absolutely right. Well done. Oh, and apparently we have one more. So how can you prove that you are suitable for a job?
Oh, I think because completing a short internship is an easy way to prove you are suitable for a job.
Absolutely right.
So now let's move on to the grammar section where we will discuss modal verbs.
ახლა კი გადავიდეთ გრამატიკის ნაწილზე. დღევანდელი გრამატიკა შეეხება მოდალურ ზმნებს.
Now let's start with must. So we use must when we want to show obligation, necessity, or duty. For example, you must stop when the traffic light is red.
ჩვენ გამოვიყენებთ must-ს, როცა გვინდა ვაჩვენოთ ვალდებულება, საჭიროება ან მოვალეობა.
We use must when the speaker decides something is necessary. For example, I must apply for a new job.
Must-ი გამოიყენება, როდესაც სიტყვით გამომსვლელი გადაწყვეტს, რომ რაიმე აუცილებელია. მაგალითად, I must apply for a new job.
We use must when we want to strongly advise something. For example, you must visit the doctor.
Must-ი ასევე გამოიყენება, როდესაც გვინდა ძლიერ ვურჩიოთ ვინმეს რამე. მაგალითად, you must visit the doctor.
We use must when we want to prohibit something. Mustn't, can't means that you are not allowed to do something. Something is forbidden or something is against the rules. For example, you mustn't park your car here.
Must-ი ასევე გამოიყენება, როცა გვინდა რაიმე ავკრძალოთ. Mustn't და can't აკრძალულია წესის მიხედვით. მაგალითად, you mustn't park your car here.
Mustn't is used to express prohibition. For example, you mustn't enter this room.
Mustn't გამოიყენება აკრძალვებისათვის. მაგალითად, you mustn't enter this room.
Must can be used to talk about the present or near future. We use have to when we need to use other tenses. For example, present simple, must, have to. Past simple, had to. And then present perfect, have, has, had to. And for future simple, must, will, have to.
Must მხოლოდ გამოიყენება აწმყო ან მომავალი დროის გამოსახატავად. ჩვენ გამოვიყენებთ have to-ს, როდესაც გვინდა გამოვიყენოთ სხვა დროები. მაგალითად, აწმყო მარტივ დროში გამოვიყენებთ must ან have to-ს, ხოლო წარსულ დროში გამოვიყენებთ had to-ს.
We use have to when somebody else other than the speaker has made the decision. For example, I have to wear a uniform at work. ჩვენ
გამოვიყენებთ have to-ს, როცა ვიღაცა სხვამ გარდა მოსაუბრისა მიიღო გადაწყვეტილება, ასევე ვალდებულების გამოსახატავად. მაგალითად, I have to wear a uniform at work.
Questions and negations with have to are formed with do, does, or did. For example, do you have to go?
მოდალური ზმნებისთვის have to კითხვით და უარყოფით ფორმებში გვჭირდება დამხმარე ზმნები do, does, and did. მაგალითად, do you have to go?
Have got to has the same meaning as have to, and it is usually used in everyday speech. Sorry, I have got to go.
Have got to-ს აქვს იგივე მნიშვნელობა, რაც have to-ს და ხშირად მას გამოვიყენებთ სასაუბრო ინგლისურში. მაგალითად, sorry, I have got to go now.
Needed is used to express lack of necessity. we can also use don't need to or don't doesn't have to. For example, we don't need to buy any milk.
Need-net გამოიყენება, როდესაც გვინდა ვანიშნოთ საჭიროების ნაკლებობაზე. ჩვენ ასევე შეგვიძლია გამოვიყენოთ don't need and don't does not have to. მაგალითად, we don't need to buy any milk.
Should ought to is used to give advice. Must, on the other hand, is used to give strong advice. For example, you should visit a doctor if you feel sick.
Should და ought to გამოიყენება რჩევის მისაცემად, must კი გამოიყენება დაჟინებული რჩევის მისაცემად. მაგალითად, you should visit a doctor if you feel sick.
So now let's move on to our grammar exercise and fill in the gaps with the correct modal verb.
ახლა კი გადავიდეთ გრამატიკის სავარჯიშოზე. თქვენს წინაშე მოცემულია წინადადებები, რომლებშიც გამოტოვებულია მოდალური ზმნები. ჩვენ ერთად უნდა მოვიფიქროთ, რომელი მოდალური ზმნა შეესაბამება გამოტოვებულ ადგილებს. Let's start.
Let's do it. So Sophie, we have a lot of homework. You blank start doing it now. If you want to make it.
So, as we mentioned earlier, because it's a strong advice, we need to use should. And therefore, in this case as well, we have a lot of homework. You should start in doing it now if you want to make it. So I think that the right modal verb is should.
Oh, fantastic.
And the next one. You, blank, tell anyone what I have just told you. It is a secret. So let's first identify, is it an affirmative or a negative sentence?
I think it's a negative sentence.
Very true. And which modal verb do you think you need here?
So I think the sentence should be, you mustn't tell anyone what I have just told you. It is a secret.
You are absolutely right, because here we are dealing with some prohibitions, yes?
Yeah, exactly, right?
And the next one, Zach?
If she wants to buy an apartment, she blank consult agents. So I believe it's a positive too.
You are absolutely right. It's an affirmative sentence.
And I believe the sentence should be, if she wants to buy an apartment, she should consult agents.
Definitely. We are dealing with advice again.
Yeah.
Good job.
And then Sophie, I blank write an essay. My teacher will be furious if I don't. What could be the right modal verb for this?
So for this one, we need to have to. I have to write an essay. My teacher will be furious if I don't. It's your obligation to write an essay.
So now let's move on to the summary.
ახლა კი გადავიდეთ დღევანდელი გაკვეთილის შეჯამებაზე.
So first we discussed some vocabulary words about jobs and specific jobs.
Very true. Yes, we did.
And then next we moved on about reading about jobs.
Very good. How to get a job, basically.
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty much. And then lastly, we discussed the grammar about modal verbs.
You are absolutely right. And now it's time to move to our favorite part, homework.
Yes. So for your homework for this lesson, we want you to write a short paragraph about your future job, like what you want to do.
საშინაო დავალებად გთხოვთ დაწერეთ პარაგრაფი თქვენი მომავალი სამსახურის შესახებ.
And please send your homework to the address on the screen.
გთხოვთ გამოგვიგზავნეთ თქვენი დავალება ეკრანზე მითითებულ მისამართზე.
And we have on the websites an example of what your essay could be.
მისამართზე ასევე მოცემულია დავალების მაგალითი, რომელიც შეგიძლიათ გამოიყენოთ ნიმუშად. And now I think it's time to say goodbye.
I think it is. I think we must.
Yes, we should. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank you.